Welcome to this edition of the LucidQuest Immunology Strategic Roundup, covering developments from 9 June through 14 July 2026. The defining story of this reporting period was the expansion of established immunology therapies into younger populations, simpler dosing schedules, additional diseases, and new markets. This reflects a broader shift in immunology competition. In mature treatment categories, value increasingly depends not only on mechanism, but on how broadly, conveniently, and confidently a therapy can be used. 4 themes stood out. The first theme was the widening of the pediatric treatment window in psoriasis and inflammatory bowel disease. U.S. approvals expanded risankizumab into pediatric plaque psoriasis and psoriatic arthritis, while roflumilast cream became available for plaque psoriasis in children as young as 2. The FDA also accepted the application for intravenous vedolizumab in pediatric ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease. Strategically, earlier use may extend the competitive life of these therapies and build physician familiarity across a longer patient journey. However, uptake remains uncertain. Payer sequencing, cautious prescribing, and reliance on extrapolation or smaller pediatric evidence packages may limit adoption until real-world experience strengthens confidence. A second major theme was lower treatment burden as a source of differentiation. Lebrikizumab's every 8-week maintenance schedule may reduce injections to approximately 6 per year for eligible patients who achieve control. In psoriasis, once-daily steroid-free roflumilast addresses practical challenges associated with long-term topical treatment, particularly in children and on sensitive body areas. These changes do not create new mechanisms, but they may influence treatment selection and persistence in crowded markets where direct efficacy comparisons remain limited. The uncertainty is whether convenience will materially change behavior. Contracting, payer preferences, and established prescribing habits may still outweigh dosing advantages unless improved adherence or quality of life can be demonstrated. The third theme was the expansion of JAK and BTK platforms into additional specialist diseases. Upadacitinib moved closer to a European indication in severe alopecia areata, while rilzabrutinib gained approval in Japan for immune thrombocytopenia and continues development in other immune-mediated conditions. Broader indications may improve portfolio durability and create development and commercial leverage across multiple specialties. But regulatory breadth alone will not establish preferred positioning. Class safety perceptions, existing treatment options, and disease-specific prescribing patterns remain important constraints. The final theme involved focused evidence design and coordinated global regulatory sequencing. Modeling, extrapolation, extension studies, and targeted safety programs supported several of the period's label expansions. At the same time, companies advanced assets across the US, Europe, and Japan through deliberate submission strategies. This may improve development efficiency and accelerate market expansion. The key uncertainty is whether payers and clinicians will place the same confidence in these streamlined evidence packages as regulators. Post-approval studies, registries, and real-world outcomes will therefore remain important. Looking ahead, we will be watching the FDA decision on pediatric vedolizumab, the European Commission's decision on upadacitinib in alopecia areata, and early use of extended lebrikizumab dosing. We will also monitor payer sequencing in pediatric psoriasis and further rilzabrutinib data across rare immune-mediated diseases. The key takeaway is that lifecycle expansion is becoming a central competitive capability in immunology. Broader labels and simpler treatment may increase asset value, but access, physician confidence, and real-world persistence will determine whether those gains meaningfully change market position. Thank you for joining this edition of the LucidQuest Strategic Roundup. For more healthcare market intelligence and strategic analysis, visit www.lq